Hello and welcome back, this time to episode 2 of the Dawnless Days campaign map modding tutorials. So a quick recap first. Thanks to the tireless work of the Dawnless Days modding team and those who've been working on the new campaign AI tools, it's now possible to completely modify Total War campaign maps, from Attila all the way through to Warhammer. This tutorial series will be showing you how you can start creating your own worlds in Total War. To begin with, we're focusing on Attila and Thrones of Britannia. This is because the two games are so similar, it just makes sense to take them together. In episode 1, we went through how you can visually add a mountain to the campaign map. If you missed that one, we'll put a link in the description, make sure you go and watch it. In this episode, we'll be looking at the basics of how you can make your new mountain appear on the battle map if you're fighting near it. In the next episode, we'll be using the new campaign AI editing tool, Kame, to make the Total War AI understand that there's an impassable mountain where we've placed our new peak. So, if you haven't watched episode 1, go and do that now, because a lot of what we're about to do will require the exact same techniques I showed you previously. So let's get started. Head back to your Attila Total War files and go into the assembly kit folder. Here you can see all the changes we made last time, like binaries and binaries Bob. All looking good. We want to head into raw data. Then we're going to head into terrain, then battles, then main_Attila_map, not the backup version we made, just the first one. Okay, so in here it looks a lot like the campaign tile map section. What we're going to do again is find the tile_map.png, we're going to right click on that, and we're going to open it in either Photoshop or GIMP, whichever one you're using. Okay, so like the campaign tile map, the battle tile map is a patchwork of types of ground that you can see when you're in a battle. And it's got specific tiles that reference pre-made battlefields as well. Now just to illustrate this, what we're going to do is go back and open up Terry again. So head back to your assembly kit folder and go into binaries. Not binaries Bob, just binaries. Scroll down until you find tweak. tweak.assemblykit.exe. Double click that. Now what we want to do is go up into tools and open up Terry. Okay, now that Terry's open, go file and go open. Now what you want to make sure you're opening here is the file in battles. So in your Total War Attila assembly kit, raw data, terrain, battles, not campaigns, main Attila map, and then this Terry file. Now usually when this little pop-up appears, you'll have scene entities ticked as well. For now, just to make things a bit faster, I'm just going to untick scene entities and go with editable low frequency. This might take a little while to open up, so sit back and relax. Okay, so now that this is open, let's take the long journey back to the south of Scotland. Okay, so if we zoom in on our wee tile map down here in the corner, we can start to see how the battle tile map is made up. So, like the campaign tile map, there are specific tile sets in here that tell Total War to put something particular on the map. Now for example, you can see this small mountain range in northern England there. If we head over to that on the battle map, you can see that Total War has understood that this set of tiles means this particular mountain gets placed on the map. To get a better view of it, let's hold down Alt and use the middle mouse wheel button to just change the angle of view. There we go, and you see this particular mountain in northern England. Now we'll get into how you can produce your own custom tiles in a later episode, but for now we just want to put some mountains to match our own in southern Scotland. Just as another quick example while we're here, if we just scroll up to this tile up here, you can see this bluish colored tile. This looks like a settlement, so if we zoom in here, you can start to see that this specific battle map is actually a settlement. Now there will be issues when you're just plopping one set of tiles on top of another, as we're about to do, but I'll show you how you can deal with them once it's done. At the moment, just make sure you're not putting any mountains on top of settlements like this. Okay, so back to Photoshop or GIMP, whichever one you're using. Now before we get to editing the tile map, what we want to do just for reference is to go back to our assembly kit folder. We want to head down to raw data, terrain, this time go into campaigns, main underscore Tilemap, not main underscore Tilemap 1, just main underscore Tilemap. Go to the tile map we edited in the last episode. We're going to open that in Photoshop as well. Okay, what we're going to do here with the campaign tile map is just copy it on top of the battle tile map to give us a good indication of where we want our mountains to be. So in the layers panel down here on the right, I'm going to right click on the background, I'm going to duplicate layer, and I'm going to put it on the other tile map, the battle tile map. I'm just going to rename this campaign. Click OK. So now head back into your tile map and it should look just like the campaign map, which is fine. If we just hide this layer in the bottom right, we can see our battle tile map. So let's zoom in on Scotland to see what it is we want to do. Now you can see the tiles here aren't exactly the same as the campaign tile map. So what we want to do today is find a set of mountains that are roughly similar in size and from the same climate as where we're working, and to put them down in the south of Scotland. So hide the campaign map and let's search for some mountains. For me, I think I'm going to go find one down here towards northern Italy. This little one here looks nice as a good little tester. Now like before when we were doing the campaign map, you just want to select these tiles with the little magic wand tool. Oh, I'm still selected the campaign map, so make sure you have your battle map selected in the layers options. Deselect that. Okay, so I want to select the tiles I want, right click on them and go to layer via copy. Okay, let's zoom out a bit and let's take our little mountain back to Scotland. Okay, so now that we're back here, you can see what looks like a couple of specific battle tile maps. We're going to ignore that for now. We know that none of them are settlements, but it'll be a good example of how you deal with issues like this when you are plopping certain tiles on top of others. So we're just going to put our mountain here. Let's take a look at the campaign map. Yeah, that's roughly where it is. I might make two of them. So if we just move this up a little bit, and let's Control and J to make a copy of that mountain layer. And let's just move this one down, make sure they're not overlapping. Stick it like that. It could maybe do with being a bit higher. So let's stick it there. That looks pretty good, so we're going to leave it at that. So these two mountain tiles are now kind of overlapping what I suspect is specific battle maps. But again, we're just going to ignore that for now. So we want to go back down to the layers option, click on your campaign layer, and click on the little bin trash can thing down here in the bottom right corner. Get rid of the layer campaign, we don't need that now. Then you're going to shift select all of these layers here in your layer panel, your two mountains and the battle tile map. Then you're going to want to right click on them and go to merge layers. Okay, now that we've merged layers, it's just a matter of saving this. So firstly, we're going to go to image, mode, and make sure we have 32 bits / channel ticked. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to go file, head down to export, export as. Now we don't need to change anything here. Let's just click export and let's go to our Total War Attila file, assembly kit, raw data, terrain, battles, main underscore Attila map, and we're just going to replace our original tile map here. Just click on it and click save. Yes, we want to replace it, and there we go, we have a new battle tile map. So you can exit Photoshop now, and you can exit Terry because it's time for Bob. So let's head back into our assembly kit folder, and this time rather than going into binaries, we're going to head into binaries Bob. Again, we're going to open up bob.assemblykit.exe. Again, this is probably going to take a while to open, so just sit back, relax, and wait. Okay, now that that's open, similar to the campaign map when we were editing that, we're going to go over here to the raw data section on the left. We're going to head down to terrain and we're going to expand that folder. This time we're going to select battles and expand that folder. Okay, so here we've got our main Attila map. If you expand that, you can see our tilemap PNG is tucked away in there. Make sure you're selecting the main _Attila_ map, not the one that ends in 1, that is our backup folder. So select main Attila map, we want to right click on this folder and then select view actions. Now in view actions, let's make this a little bigger. What you want to select is terrain/tilemap, so check the little tick box next to that on the left and then you can exit the actions section. That's everything we want to do for now, so what we're going to do is head down and just click the start button at the bottom right. Again, this will probably take a little while, so sit back and relax. Okay, so now that that's done, we can see that everything's green, so that means it went well. So now you can exit Bob. And what we want to do now is to find and open our Packfile Manager, the rusted Packfile Manager we opened last time. So go to the rusted Packfile Manager folder and head down to rpfm_ui.exe. Let's double click that. First things first, just go to game selected, make sure you've got the correct one selected. I've got Thrones selected there, so choose Attila. And now rather than creating a new pack file like we did last time, what we're just going to do is open up the same one that we made last time. So go to pack file, go down to open from data, and find the pack file Scotland 1 pack, or whatever you called it from last time. Okay, now that that's open, we're just going to expand Scotland 1 pack. We're going to expand terrain. You can see we've got the campaigns folder from last time here. What we're going to do this time is click on terrain. We're going to right click on it. We're going to go add, and we're going to go add folder. Now the folder we want to add is in assembly kit, working data this time, not in your raw data file. This is going to be in working data. We're going to go to terrain, and once we're in terrain, we're going to click once on battles and then go down to select folder. Let's just minimize everything here. So now we can see in terrain we've got battles and we've got campaigns. We're going to go up to pack file and we're going to go save pack file. So now technically we have mountains. Where we put the mountains on the campaign map, they will now appear in the battle map. But I'm anticipating a slight issue that we're going to show you how to fix. So let's just exit Packfile Manager, go back to your assembly kit folder, go into binaries, not binaries Bob, just binaries, scroll down to tweak, tweak.assemblykit.exe, double click that. We're going to go up to tools again and open Terry. And then we're going to go to File, Open. Just going to check that we're in the right folder here. Raw data, terrain, battles, main_Attila_map. We're going to select that Terry file and open it. Again, with this little pop-up, what we can do is just leave it on low editable frequency for now, so click OK. Okay, so the first thing you might notice is down here in the tile map, you can see a couple of warning spots. We were expecting that, so let's zoom over back to southern Scotland. Okay, and we can see the issues that we've made. So if you zoom in, here are our two little mountains that we've just popped in, and here are the issues that we've caused. Now what's happened here is there were specific tiles that we just plopped these mountains on top of, so now there's just a little bit of those previous tiles left on these sides, and Total War doesn't know what that combination of tiles now is, so it's just presenting them to us as an error, as C. You can zoom in and see the specific tiles on the tile map here. So in order to fix this, what we're going to do is go back into the assembly kit. We're going to go into our raw data, terrain, battles, main_Attila_map. we're going to find our tile map, right click and open in Photoshop or GIMP. Okay, now that that's open, let's zoom in on southern Scotland. And now you can start to see the tiles that are confusing Total War. So going back into Terry, you can see next to this furthest mountain on the left, there's a little corner here of tiles that it's not understanding, so let's go to Photoshop. That is these tiles here. So in order to fix this, what we're going to do is grab a different colored tile. So I'm thinking maybe we just take some of these kind of goldy color ones here. So we want to take our color picker, select that kind of color. Make sure that the paintbrush is set to 1 pixel, that is. And we're going to color in those tiles that are causing the issue. So that's that corner dealt with. Let's go back to Terry. And we can see that this bottom corner is causing an issue as well. So back in Photoshop, that's that light green color. Let's color those in. Then what we want to do is go to Image, Mode, change it to 32 bits. I'm going to go File, Export As. And then just like before, we're going to save this over our battles main Attila map, tile map. Yes, we want to replace this. Okay, and now we can close Photoshop. And we can close Terry as well. Now what we're going to do is process everything again, see if the changes work. So we're going to go back to Assembly Kit. We're going to go to Binaries Bob. Select Bob. And open it up. Now while Bob's opening, it's worth mentioning that this problem can happen in the campaign tile map as well, and it's the same method you'd use to fix it there. You just go back into Photoshop, locate the tiles that are causing the issue and change them. Okay, back in Bob, let's do the exact same we did before. So in raw data, open terrain, open battles, main Attila map. We're going to right click on that, view actions, terrain/tile map. Check that box, exit actions. Minimize that if you need to and click start. Okay, everything's green again. Let's exit Bob. And what we want to do now is go back into our Packfile Manager. Scroll down, rpfm_ui. Okay, let's open up our, check we've got the right game selected first. Attila. Pack file, open from data, Scotland 1 pack. Okay, so now that we're back in our pack file, we want to go down, terrain, battles, and what we're going to just do is right click on this and click on delete. Yes, we want to delete this from the packed files. Now we're going to click on terrain, we're going to right click, add folder. We're going to go back into our working data. Terrain, battles, just select that once obviously, and then select folder. Okay, now that we've got a new battles folder in there, let's go pack file, save pack file, and exit that. Okay, now back into Total War, Assembly Kit. This time, rather than going into Binaries Bob, we want to head into Binaries. Just like before, we're going to head down to T-Week. We're going to go to Tools, open up Terry. Then we're going to go to File, Open. Just check we're in the battles main Attila map. Yes, so we're going to open up this Terry file. Again, we can just leave it on edit below frequency. Okay, now that's open, you can see in the wee tile map down in the corner, those little warning signs that we saw before are now gone. So let's head up to Scotland and take a look. Okay, and you can see now there is no issues around our mountains, so let's improve our angle. And there we go, we've got a couple of pointy mountains down in the southwest of Scotland. So there's going to be one last thing to point out here. When you fight a battle on the campaign map in Total War, you're not necessarily fighting exactly where you are on the battle map or the campaign map. What Total War is going to do is find the nearest catchment zone for a battle that matches the battle type you're having, and the battle will be held there. So it'll be held usually in roughly the same region that you're fighting the battle in, but it won't be exactly where you are on the battle map. Now what you want to do if you want to see the catchment areas of the battles is when you open the battle tile map, you want to select scenes in brackets entities as well. So click on that and click OK. Okay, now that you've loaded it up with the scene entities, you can start to see these boxes that appear everywhere. These are the battle catchment areas. So let's just quickly head up to Scotland. Okay, now we're in Scotland. We can see that there are 3 battle catchment areas all around our mountains, so that's good. So we can test this in-game, probably have a battle here, and see if we can see some mountains in the background. If there isn't a battle catchment area anywhere near the mountains you've placed, or the battle catchment areas for a river crossing or something like that, don't panic. We'll go over adding battle catchment areas in a later episode. For now, we're just going to test this one in the south of Scotland. So we're going to exit Terry, and we're going to launch Attila Total War. Again, when I'm launching it, you can see here I don't have any other mods there, and our Scotland mod is a movie pack, so it won't show up in here. You just go ahead and play. Okay, now that Attila's open, we're going to go to Battles. We're going to go Custom Battle. And then what we want to do is select a battle in the region of the south of Scotland. So you can see I've got it selected there. You just click really where you want the battle to happen. I've obviously tested this before. You can see I've fought a battle there. So we've got some armies set up, that's fine. Let's start the battle. Okay, here we are in the battle, and obviously you can see the catchment area is really pushed up onto one of our mountains, but there are our 2 mountains in game. So well done, you've added them to the battle map and to the campaign map. So next up on our list of things to do that we'll be covering in the next episode, we'll be using the new Kami tool, that is the campaign AI editing tool, to make sure that Total War understands that these mountains are on the campaign map. So we're going to be able to prevent armies and generals just walking straight through your mountains like this. Instead, what we want is an impassable area where these mountains are so that armies can't do that. So, I'll see you in the next episode.